Satnam, Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. So welcome back to another episode in our continuing program, Your Miracle Mantra Moment. And we're going to talk today after we chant the shabad, Dhan Ram Das Guru. We're going to talk about another shabad, this one composed by Guru Ram Das, and we'll get a chance to go through the words on that and sing it. But it's a well-known shabad by Guru Ram Das, and it is known by the line Japa Mana Satanam Sada Satanam. So we will go through that and sing it and talk about what Guru is saying in that shabad as well. So we're going to start now. If you need instructions, if this is your first time in this program, we chant the shabad Dhan, there it is, Dhan Ram Das Guru Jin Siriyatine Savarya, that is in praise of Guru Ram Das. And it is a way for us to focus as a community to build connection in this moment during these challenging times of COVID-19, to bring healing, to bring compassion for each other, and to really bring in a miracle for anyone who needs it in this time. So we call on that energy of Guru Ram Das to be present with us, to enable us to feel connected to each other and to that divine source. So please meditate and chant along with me. You can also do this as a meditation where you use a mudra where the right thumb is up, the left hand wraps around like a fist around the thumb, and then the right fingers come up along the back of the left hand. And it's held gently. You don't need to hold it hard, just gently. And you place it at the chest, at the center of the chest, the heart center, and the elbows are relaxed at the sides. And you can have your eyes open if you need to read the words, or you can close your eyes, or you can keep them just 1/10 open and focused at the tip of your nose. And when we do it like that, it has the power to remove your fear of the future. So if you're having anxiety and that kind of thing, this will help you. And so we're going to start now, and then we'll talk after.
Ramadas Atla Atao Atolatu Tera Ant Pariya Atla Atao Atolatu Tera Jenny to Sevilla
Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to all of you who have arrived while we've been chanting. Great to see lots of familiar names. So, my phone received a phone call in the middle of that. Sorry about that. And when that happened, it stopped the tabla from playing. So that was an interesting thing that I don't know if I can fix. But we're going to give it a quick shot here. And while that is, there we go, let's see. Great. So, yeah, so I wanted to talk about the shabad that Kirandeep has just put up in the comments section. It begins with the line, Ichapurak Sarab Sukadata. Sorry, Sukad, yeah, that data, Harajake Vasahe Kamadain. And so this repeated line that is very well known is Jap Man Satanam Sada Satanam. And, some of you may know a little bit about this. You may understand the meaning of it. Jap means to repeat. So meditate on, maybe that's a better way of saying it, to repeat and meditate on Satnam. And so many of us are familiar with this mantra, Satnam, but here it is being very specifically directed. We are being directed to Jap Satnam, Satnam. And it goes on, Sada Satnam. Sada means to repeat it continuously, always. So meaning that to repeat it, jap, but then continue to repeat it throughout our day, throughout whatever we're doing. And so here Guru Ram Das, because that's who wrote this, is urging us all to explore this technology of repeating this mantra over and over. And I want to get to the heart of the mantra, and then maybe we'll go through the lines a little bit and talk about them. But understanding Satnam is very, very important. And it's at the epicenter of understanding the path of a Sikh. You can take away everything else. You take away the form, you take away the practices of in Gurdwara and the practices in the morning, and you can take away all the other banis, but when you pare it all down, it comes to this Satnam. And yes, there is the mantra, the Guru mantra, Vaheguru, and that's obviously very important. But here's Satnam appearing right at the beginning of the Mool Mantra, Ek Onkar Satnam. And so, this is these two words are very important to understand. So many of us know that Sat means truth. But it means a really deep kind of truth. It's not just about, this piece of wood is here and that's a truth. It's not just the obvious truth. And as if you study anything about philosophy, you understand that there's subjective truth and intrinsic truth that doesn't change, immutable truth. And so there are different kinds of truth when we start talking about it on a human scale. But this kind of truth that Satnam is referring to is a kind of timeless truth that is beyond form beyond the characteristics of Maya, of even the tattvas, beyond the earth, the air, the fire, the water, the ether, beyond that level of perception. It's there, but it underlies it. It is even more primal, at the essence of understanding the universe, understanding life, understanding existence, is this kind of truth. And it goes hand in hand with the other word, nam, sat nam. So nam is a little it's a little hard to understand. Sure, people will translate it to mean name. And yes, that's one level of translation that can work. However, this nam is a much deeper concept. Even when you consider that the two words together, Satnam, you can say truth is the name. Name of what? Name of the universe? Well, that's part of understanding. It's not the full understanding. So in this context, Satnam can mean identity. Truth is my identity. So when I vibrate the mantra Satnam, I can bring my mind to focus on that kind of understanding. The truth and truthfulness is my identity, is how I wish to be, how I wish to be perceived on the physical level, but also in a more spiritual level. I wish my soul to be in that state of truthfulness, aligned with the truth of the universe, right? So Nam, we can use that word to refer to Gurbani. We can say that we are singing the Nam when we sing Gurbani. When we are chanting a mantra, we can say we are reciting Nam. We can read Nam. And those are all reasonably good uses of the word. But even in Gurbani, Guru talks about an experience of Nam, to be bathed in the Nam, to be immersed in the Nam, to be aligned, to be merged with the Nam. And so the Nam is not just the words of our gurus, it's an experience of deep connection through something. Now, what could that something be? Well, and this is my opinion. Everything I'm saying is basically my opinion, my experience, my opinion. But Nam is an experience of the vibration of the truth in a form that we can experience. There's truth that we may not be able to experience. But when truth resonates within us, and especially when it's connected to the shabad, the word, the Nam, is that technology that gives us that experience of union or oneness with the divine, with the essence of the universe. So when we are experiencing that deep connection, you can say we are immersed in the Nam, we are resonating in the Nam. And I use resonating more in this connection because it is an active kind of experience. It's not, you wouldn't fall asleep when you're having this experience. It's a very energized experience of connection to the pulse, the actual pulse of the universe. We call this sometimes anahat nad. And nad is that sound that can transform. And so when we have the experience of the Nam, it's usually connected to that experience of the nad, the sound current, the resonance of that pulse of the universe. So let's talk now a little bit about these lines that Guru Ram Das has written for us. So in the first line, he says, Icha Purak Sarab Sukadata Harajake Vasahe Kamadena. And this means the Lord, and I want to break away from the use of that word, because I'll tell you why. It's very specific in my mind. The use of that word Lord is a kind of, it evokes the kind of feudal system that was in place, especially in Europe, throughout the Middle Ages, where there was the lords who owned the land, and then the serfs, the workers who just worked on the land. They didn't own anything. And I find that I understand why early translators of Gurbani used those words, but I don't feel like they really reflect a common experience today. There aren't lords. Sure, there are rich people and poor people, but we all feel that we have an equal connection, an equal place in the world, allowing for opportunity and circumstance. But still, I feel like this is not a word I want to associate with my experience of the divine. Every living soul can have an experience to the divine, with the divine, in the divine. Every living soul is part of the divine, is connected to that. And so this language of Lord creates a separation, a duality. And I just cannot relate to that. And I don't think Guru Nanak intended for that to be a language, because it's not in his language. And so, anyway, getting back to this translation. So, Icha Purak, the fulfiller of desires, that's fine, the fulfiller of desires, meaning the divine essence, which can come forward in a way that fulfills our desires. Giver of total peace, again, an attribute of the divine. The wishful, this is a very bad translation. The wish fulfilling, I see what they're saying, the wish fulfilling cow. Now I'm sure that's a mythological reference. The cow is held in reverence throughout India, and so there are divine mythological imageries connected to the cow, and so I imagine that this is some reference to that. But the translator is not making that very clear, so I'm going to just extrapolate from my own understanding. And all of that is in the power of the divine. All right, that's fine. So the second line, So esa har diyaye mere jiare ta sarab sukha pave mere mana. So meditate. So here Guru Ram Das is being very direct in his direction to us. Meditate on the divine that has all these characteristics. My soul, my mind, actually, because the word is man, right? So, actually, no, there isn't. Yeah, mana, my mind, at the end. And then you shall obtain total peace, O my mind. And then, of course, the line Japamana Satanam Sada Satanam. Repeat, chant Satnam, the true name, and then always remember that, the true name, Satnam. In the next line, Guru says, Halat palat mukh ujjal hoy hai, nit dhyaye har purak naranjana. In this world and in the world beyond. Now, And the world beyond isn't a reference to heaven, because Sikhs don't believe in heaven and hell, just that there are other dimensions, other realms of existence beyond what we experience. So Guru Ram Das is saying, in this world and other existences, your face shall be radiant by meditating continuously on the divine, the Immaculate Lord in this case, but we're not going to use that. So Guru Ram Das goes on, Jai Har Simran Baya Teupar Gatakini Vadabagi Hara Japana. Wherever anyone remembers the divine in meditation, disaster runs away from that place, and by great good fortune, we are then inspired and allowed and energized to meditate on the divine. And then finally, in the last line, Guru Ram Das says, Jana Nanak ko Guru e mat dini japahara bhava jala dharana. And here Guru is saying, Jana Nanak. So he's referring to Nanak, but of course, all the Gurus see themselves as the light of Nanak. That light is there, recognized, and so they use the name in their compositions. Here's Guru Ram Das doing the same thing, saying, the Guru has blessed even Nanak, even myself, the Guru, has been blessed, is what he's saying, with this understanding that by meditating on the divine, we cross over this difficult existence that we face. It isn't always terrifying, but that's where this translation is maybe not accurate. But the difficulty of life, by meditating on Satanam, then we can be more easily carried across in this human experience. So I'm going to sing it now, and then I'll read some of your comments. I appreciate all of those. And so sing along if you like. It's a short shabad. It won't take us too long.
Jap mana Satnam Sada Satnam Jap mana Satnam Sada Satnam Palat palat mukh ujal hoye nit dhyaye har purak naranjana palat palat mukh ujal hoye nit dhyaye har purak naranjana jap mana Satnam Sada Satnam jap mana Shapuraka Saram Sukatata Jake Vas hai kam tena So aisa har diya mere jiya ta sarv sukh pawe mere manna so aisa har diya mere jiya ta sarv sukh pawe mere manna jap manna Jai Har Simran Maya Teo Par Gat Kini Vad Padi Har Japna Jam Nanak Ko Pur Ahmat Dini Japar Bav Jal Tarna Jam Nanak Ko Pur Ahmat Dini Japar Bav Jal Tarna Japar Bav Jal Tarna Jap Mana Sadhana Sana Sadhana Jap Mana Sadhana Sana Sadhana Satnam 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 Jap Mana Sadhana Sada Sadhana Sada Sadhana Sada Sadhana Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. So that was the shabad, Japamana Satanam Sada Satanam. And I'm going to bring the computer a little closer so I can read your comments. All right. It's so nice to have some new people here. So thank you for joining us. And let me just go back a little bit. Satkirtan is here, and Kirandeep, Nivadita, Jesse, Araceli, Mahan Sangeet, Simran Gulzan, Hayan, and Natalie. So, Kirandeep, I'm not quite sure what the recording is, but that's fine. I see your message there about not sure which recording that is, but that's fine. Yeah, Sarah, I'm finding language that just isn't stuck in that older view of humanity. Just difficult. And Tajinder Kaur, yes, thank you. You're sharing. Regional language and local culture plays a role in it as well. And yeah, without a doubt, Gurbani is beyond that. And let's see. Commodane, yes, thank you, Tajinder, for adding this. Commodane is that it's in that first line. Ichapuraka Sarab Sukadata Harajake Vasahe Commodane. And here she said Commodane is a symbol only as in who can fulfill any wish. So God is who is able to give whatever you wish for, because God is supreme. Sure. Let's see. Yeah, Bhavajal. I was wondering what that is a symbol of. I didn't get a chance to look it up. You know, I've got these dictionaries that I often go to when I'm confused about understanding some line of Gurbani. So some of these words are a little hard to find even in dictionaries, because it's not common Punjabi. It's more ancient words, or even words from other languages that were in use at the time that the gurus lived, but are not in common use today. So yeah. Just looking at your comments, reading them through, just making sure that I don't miss something important. Welcome, Hariam Atma and Jeanette and Mark. And let's see, Ismeta. And yeah, so Mark, sorry, I'm not sure if it's Okama or Mark is your first name. I don't know. Sorry about that. But you're asking, is there an online class for Gurbani learning? The organization that I work for, Sikh Dharma International, is working on that. We have a program that is being filmed at the moment to be released, I hope, later in the fall. But there are other online resources. The one that I would recommend the most might be the Basics of Sikhi.org. You should look that up. And they have a beginning Gurmukhi series that's pretty good. Oh, I see. It's the talk on Sunya. Yeah, Sunye. Yeah, you know, the class is there. It's about to be replaced because there is a better edit of that class going up shortly. But I got bumped off the internet in the middle of that class, and so there's like 4 minutes of nothing. So subsequently an edit has been done to get that out of there and make it a little easier to watch. So that should be up within a day or two to replace the one that's there now. Anyway, yeah, and then Natalie is saying what we're all, I think, in agreement with. Meditate on Satnam. Can be simple as Sat on inhale and Nam on the exhale. Exactly. And yet, you know, even sometimes the simplest of things can be challenging. So don't be surprised. Bhavajal, ocean, thank you. How does that fit into the translation there? Yes, the terrifying or challenging world ocean. Thank you, Bhavajal. Kirandeep, thank you. Glad you had a good experience for that class. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up. It was great spending time with you, and it was nice to touch that shabad, Japamana Satanam. It's such an essential teaching, and yet not stressed enough, perhaps. You know, we go to Gurdwaras and there are a lot of things going on, but you know, just sometimes connecting to that simple meditative practice of remembering Satnam. It's just so powerful. So, my blessings to all of you. Please stay safe, stay healthy, stay home if you can, and we'll see you on Thursday, or as you see along the bottom there on Friday. My guest will be Ram Singh from France, and he's a very wonderful musician and teacher, and so he'll be joining us on Friday. So all the best. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh, Satnam, blessings.